Okay, so it's weekend. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, I welcome you warmly, and I would like for you to please subscribe so that you can be part of the family. I just want to ask a question, and I hope people will leave their thoughts in the comment section. Like, how do you spend your weekend? How do you spend your weekend? For me, let me start by what I do. Every weekend, I try to look back at what we have been able to do, especially in the businesses, the family, what has happened during the week, and try to figure out what I didn't really do properly and try to fix it over the weekend. And of course, I try to socialize, try to call those I've not been able to maybe see or even talk to, because during the week, oh my goodness, I'm always very busy. Right now, it's just because I'm used to this. I like to get in touch with my followers, with those who are expecting, especially the people in the cleaning industry that are always looking forward to the videos on cleaning, business. That's why I'm doing this, because I just actually came back from an old students meeting. Oh boy, did I enjoy that. It was really great. I met people that I haven't seen for years, and of course it was very, very interesting and a good one. But when I was coming back from this meeting, it dawned on me that it's late, and we've been hearing stories of how all these good boys are on the road again. So it was like going out these days kind of risky. Do you agree with that? Well, I'm going to drop this video on risk management in the cleaning industry. How do we manage risk? And before we can manage anything, we will need to know what we are managing. So this first takes me to ask exactly what is a risk. When you are saying something is risky, or when you are saying something is a risk, what exactly is this? Risk can be defined as an exposure to the chance of injury or loss. Okay, so just like going out at night and driving at night in this part of the world could be risky, because risk is actually an exposure to the chance of an injury or loss. Now, when we are now saying we want to manage risk management in cleaning, it just shows us that there are many risks in cleaning. It's not all about enjoying cleaning and making a lot of money from it and looking at it. Because one thing I love about cleaning is when I finish cleaning, or when I'm handing over a job, when we are handing over a job to the client, and I look at the way it was and the way it is right now, it's like you've done a job of creation. So I love that about cleaning. But then, in between what it was and what it is right now, there are lots of risk, lots and lots of chances of being harmed, suffering injuries, and of course loss. Yeah, people can lose their eyes, they can lose their toes, they can lose even their lives. We may say God forbid, but this is why we need to know about risk management in the cleaning world. So we need to look at the chemicals we use to start with, even the places we are cleaning, you know, because it depends on where you are cleaning as well. Some places harbor more risk than the others. Some places can be defined as hot zones when you are cleaning. So even the environment, the area that you want to clean itself exposes you to a certain level of risk, and you need to be able to manage that. You have to put your security into consideration, and the security of every, if you are the manager, the security of your operatives, you know, setting the boundaries, letting them know when and how to leave the site. This is part of the risk management in cleaning. Now, when we go to the chemicals we also use, the chemicals, the reagents, and everything we use, we need to take a lot of precautions so that we are not exposed to unnecessary risk or preventable risk, or risk that, in fact, there is no risk that you cannot manage, really, you know, except if you knowingly decide to expose yourself to risk that you could have curtailed to start with. Okay, so most of the chemicals we use, like I said in the previous videos, are kind of injurious if they are not properly handled. But today, I want to talk about three interventions in the hygiene industry. The first one is cleaning, that we've been talking about, you know. The other one is disinfection. And the third one is sterilization. There are three different things. And like I said, there are three interventions, but taking care of different type of um, input into different types of usages, if we put it that way. Cleaning, we all know, has to do with taking care of dirt, removing dirt with soap, water, and different techniques. That is cleaning. But the truth is, when you clean, it doesn't mean that you have already removed the pathogens. What you have done is to make the pathogens leave the surfaces by washing them off. Your cleaning does not do anything with the lives of the pathogens, microorganisms, and bacteria and other germs like that. Especially those that are working in hospital areas and the health care facilities, you really need to be very, very cautious when you are cleaning. Okay, now after the process of cleaning, you should disinfect. Okay, disinfection, however, also is the process of inactivating, the pathogens. But disinfectants are not known to deal with bacterial spots. Get that clear? Disinfection would reduce, to make inactive the pathogens, but cannot make the bacterial spores inactive. Right. Now let's look at sterilization. Sterilization, on the other hand, will totally deal with the pathogens, the bacteria, the germs, will kill them, not only inactivate them. When things are inactivated, the possibility of coming back is there, because you have only just made them inactive. It's different from killing them totally. Okay? So, when you disinfect, you only eliminate or reduce the harmful the activity of the harmful microorganisms. Whereas, from the objects, from the surfaces of objects that you are cleaning. But on the other hand, sterilization totally take care of these microorganisms, bacteria, um, pores, and every other germ. The process of sterilization kills them totally, deals with them totally. You know. So where am I going? When you clean, don't you ever think that the microorganisms and everything had been dealt with? Because we all know that cleaning works by using soap, detergents, you know, and then we just walk them through and physically remove dirty, unwanted, or whatever from the surfaces we are cleaning. So, to manage risk in cleaning, especially those that will be cleaning or that are cleaning in health facilities, you need to think about disinfection and sterilization to minimize your risk of exposure to all of these bacteria, germs, and pathogens and microorganisms that you can come in contact with. And how do you manage this? How do you then, apart from going through the three processes so that the surfaces you have cleaned will be totally dealt with, you need to protect yourself. When cleaning, part of risk management is to wear the right gear. For instance, even for you to go through the processes, like if you want to clean, you need to use your gloves. Number one, the detergent and soap you are using can also adversely affect your hands and your body parts, and you need to wear your your cleaning suit, things that cover things that will cover your body parts, excuse me, the bulk of your body parts, so that you are not exposed to any chemical reaction on your skin. Don't go to do cleaning jobs with skimpy wares. Make sure that you are properly kitted and you are wearing your boots, your safety boots, when you are going to site and you are going to clean. Now, when you want to do your disinfection, remember you are using disinfectants, and these disinfectants actually also have certain chemicals in them that can be injurious to human beings. So, part of risk management is for you to make sure that you are covering your nose, so you are not breathing in chemicals that you are not supposed to breathe in. Also, another major thing we need to look at when we are looking at risk management is also how to read the labelings on these chemicals. Each of the disinfectants has a use to be put that you put them into. You don't just use anything for anything. You cannot use what you're supposed to use for A on B just because you just want to disinfect. You need to be conversant with the manufacturer's directives. So read the labels properly, mix the chemicals appropriately, let the concentration be as it should be used. Don't try to overdilute, and don't try to make too concentrated because you just want the um, germs and pathogens to be removed just like that. It doesn't work that way. Okay, so make sure that you are not using what should be used to clean A for cleaning B. Make sure that you follow the manufacturer's directives. Most times they are properly, don't even buy chemicals that do not have manufacturers directives on them, because that could be a pointer to the fact that that is fake. And if it is fake, then it carries higher risk. You are exposing yourself to higher injury or total loss. So don't try it. And when you now buy the ones with the manufacturer's instructions, make sure you follow through. Okay. And when you are doing sterilization, you also have to be kitted, well kitted, because most of, in my next video, because this is drawing to the number of minutes I normally like my videos to be at, so I will soon call it a day with this one. In my next video, we shall be talking about the step by step ways of making do all of these things: cleaning, disinfection, sterilization. But most of the time in sterilization, you're going to be exposed to a lot of heat in sterilization processes. So you need to be very, very careful so that you are not being exposed to burns and being rendered incapacitated one way or the other. We know what burns can really do to us, human skin. You know, there are so many other ways, so many other processes of sterilization, but in the risk management, for you to manage this properly, you need to understand the process well and follow instructions duly. Don't try to jump ahead of yourself. Make sure that you are reading the manufacturer's instructions and you follow through. Also, most of the instruments we use for sterilization are tempered, you know. They can take in a lot of heat as well. Even the ones that are plastics, they can take in heat, but you know there's a level of heat that your hands or your body can really take. So before you start all these processes, make sure that you are well kitted, make sure that you have what it takes, like your hand gloves, the nose mask, so that you can control what enters into your system so your breathing is not incapacitated in any way. Okay, this is where we are going to draw the curtain this time. Be on the lookout for more of this, because you really need to protect yourself. You really need to know what to do and at what time and how you do what you do, so that you are not exposing yourself to unnecessary risk. Also, in the next video, we'll be talking about a lot of diseases, you know, that operatives carry from work. Okay, because of their exposures to all of these chemicals, unknowingly, we call them occupational hazards, occupational diseases that will later on affect your breathing, your breathing system, especially because of inhaling of fumes, dangerous fumes at work. We'll talk about that also in the next video. So let's call it a day right now. Thank you for staying this far. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up for this video and also subscribe to my channel. Until next time I come your way, stay on top.